Hi Floss Tube. Hi family. Hi friends. I'm Gail and this is my channel Gail's Golden Needle, where I talk about cross stitch, quilting, sewing, and other crafts and other things that I'll be doing. Welcome to anyone who this is your first time watching. I'm so glad that you found me and I hope that you enjoy what you see in return. And to all of my subscribers, thank you so much for coming back and watching me again. Thank you for subscribing. Today I have some finishes, some whips, and I have some quilts that I'll talk about at the end. I'll save that for the end. I'll talk about the cross stitch first. So I don't have, I'll start with some finishes. So last time I had talked about, and I was working on the primitive hair Yule Queen. So, and I changed the dress a little bit. Instead of it being like gray and a blue gray, I went with gray and purple. So this is all finished now. Here she is, Yule Queen. So you can see I changed it up to purple and gray. And then I also, in there, I put, I don't know if you can see, colonial knots. I mean, I can do French knots, but I prefer colonial. I just think that they're a little bit easier, and they do lay a little bit differently. So my favorite part is still this cardinal on the snowflake. I might have to stitch that up as an ornament. It just, I love it. I think it's so cool. It's so cute. So, and this is stitched on 18 count Haunted by Pictureless Plus. Okay. So then the next up for finishes, sorry, I gotta reach over here. This one is very special. So let's start with my mother. As I said before in some of my previous ones, she did what I'm calling her little frame ups. So she made a little frame up for us 4 children for each month. And so this was last month's, and I'm taking it down, and it said Happy Thanksgiving. So I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving and a safe one. Yummy. We had lots of food. Lots and lots of food. So that was Happy Thanksgiving. So that one will go away for now. And then next up would be December. Now this is the one that she changed for each of us and made them a little bit more personal. But let me start with, I'm trying to get through this. Sorry. As I said, this one's very special. So I was watching Floss Tube, and Stephanie on Stitch and Quilt, she was doing a Pass the Stash. And so I won the Pass the Stash. And it was this Prairie Schooler Santa with the sewing machine. And I do have 2 featherweights and a treadle sewing machine in my sewing machine collection. So I was like, I have to stitch this up. I have to stitch this up. And as I was stitching it, it kind of made me think, okay, is this the one like my mom made me? So I went in the box and I pulled out, now this was back in like July, I think it was, or this summer. And so I went in the box and I pulled out the Christmas one. And yes, it was a Prairie Schooler Santa. Now, Santas are also very special for my mom and my dad. My dad, on his second retirement, his first retirement was from the government, and his second retirement, he was a bus driver for disabled and handicapped children at a school in Delaware County. And every year, he kind of did the circuit between the Moose and all the others and some of the schools. He was Santa's helper for the season. And so he had a very good suit that he would be one of Santa's helpers for. And so my mom also started collecting Santas. The other thing that's very special about this one is she put the pineapple in here for me. I kind of collect pineapples. My husband's Hawaiian, and that's a sign of welcome. And then as I came to realize that this is referred to as a berry bowl, and my maiden name is Berry. And often my mom and I, we did find some antique dishes that had strawberries and pineapples in them. So somehow she must have known berry and pineapple and Santa Claus. Okay, so now on to mine. Sorry. And that is the Prairie Schooler 2006 Santa. Now with mine, I changed up his suit. I didn't use the called for. I used the Gentle Art, or Gast, I think you guys refer to it as Gast, Holly Berry. And that's all I have left. It took up all of it. And I also changed the stocking because Santa would be making me a purple stocking because there's purple in Christmas. So now these two will sit next to each other at Christmas. So there's my very special Christmas finishes, fully finished. Now I'd like to go on to, let's go on to whips, works in progress. So as I was saying on my last one, that I had started this free chart by Pinker and Pumpkin Quilting. So I'll put this up, Pinker and Pumpkin Quilting. And I'll show it really quick though. It's a free chart, but it is the Santa mug and the border and the tree. But I am not going to do the border or the tree. I wanted to make it into an ornament. So I made, put this in the back. This is what I've gotten done so far. It's still a whip. It came out really cute. It's coming out really cute. Now I left a couple of the candy canes in there. And I also am moving around some of the snowflake motifs and just kind of moving them in. The other change up that I did, it calls for it's all DMC, and it calls for a very light pearl gray for the mustache and the palm on his hat. And I was having a hard time when I was stitching all this, seeing the difference between that and the white, which I was using the B52. So I decided to backstitch it, and I backstitch it with 415, which was just a bit darker gray, just a bit darker. And I used 2 strands to backstitch. And I think it helps to bring out his mustache a little bit better. So, okay. So that was that whip. The next whip I had pulled out because I was anxiously looking for something one day. And this is by the Primitive Hair. It's another free chart, and it's Sister Stitcher. Excuse me. And this I'm stitching on 18 count tea dye. I tea dyed it myself, and I'm changing up some of the colors in the floss. So, and this is my first time doing satin stitch on Ada. And I think it's coming along okay. I hope it looks okay. So that's another one, my second whip. Now, for this other whip, And I'm doing some of the Christmas whips, like the Santa Claus mug and this one, and I have a couple on order. Hopefully they will be here this week. We'll see. I'm trying to participate as best I can in the Black Needle Society's 12 days of stitching. Hashtag 12 days of stitching. Excuse me. Very dry. So this was a free chart on Aurifil, excuse me, Aurifil thread website. I use Aurifil thread for my sewing and for my quilting. I am kind of new to their other weights and what they're using as like floss. But they did have this free chart, and I did see a few other floss tubers that were also mentioning this. And so I thought, well, I haven't dug further into Aurifil, so let me dig further. And I love this pattern. This pattern is called Little Quaker Christmas by Susan Ake. And you'll see all of my notes. Now my notes are, because it's all, of course, charted in Aurifil thread. And so I did find a conversion online that converted it all to DMC. So then I went and got all the DMC. And I was like, this is not speaking Christmas to me. All those colors are not Christmas. There was a lot of them that were just not Christmas. So I've been changing them up. And I love this pattern because I love Quaker patterns. And I also love this one because to me it was like they were like Christmas ornaments. They were all part of a tree. I'm stitching this on 16 count. It's more of the Gothic. Like I said, I got a big piece of that. It was supposed to go for pandemic, but I didn't get enough of the 16 count. I needed it in the 18 count that cut. Anyway, so this is what I'm doing. This is what I've done so far. And I did the Angel in Etoile. And the snowflakes, the larger snowflakes, it's really showing up on camera. The larger snowflakes are a white. And that is, let me see, what am I using for the larger snowflakes? The large snowflake is 02. And the smaller snowflakes, I'm using 3752, which is almost like a light blue. And I like how that's showing up on this blue. So I can't wait to keep stitching on this. So I'm going to stitch it during the 12 days of stitching. Hashtag. Okay. So then, I have no haul yet. I'm waiting. I don't know. It's taking a little while for things to get here. So until then, I'll just have to wait. Hopefully some more comes in. It's a lot of Christmas. I did order a lot of Christmas things. So I'm waiting for that to get here. Some more charts and some more fabric. So that's all I have right now, other than to say that my plans are to keep stitching the 12 days of stitching. And I'm not going to be doing a Flossmas per se. I feel like I'm too new. I almost said young. I'm not young. I'm too new to floss tube and getting back into stitching to do a true Flossmas. But I would like to try and do more this month. With work, my work schedule and so forth, I'll have to see how many I can do when I get home from work. But I thought that I would do something a little special, and it kind of came to my attention, came up to me when the other day my one daughter, she FaceTimed me with my grandson who's 10 months, and said, Nana, you need to help him with his homework. I said, he has homework? Which I knew he has homework. They do a Zoom class. The class is held in Hawaii, and so it's just helping him to learn Hawaiian and some of the traditions, and it's also like sensory and that kind of thing for babies. So it's a really cute little class. So I had to show something and then tell a story. I was like, oh, okay. So I did. I showed one of my mom's stitching, and then I told a story. And then I thought, well, I have a story. It's not stitching, but it is Christmas. So if you celebrate Christmas and you have a Christmas tree, I love ornaments. Love ornaments. I've been collecting ornaments all my life. My mom helped me collect ornaments when I was younger. I helped my children collect ornaments as they were growing up. To me, ornaments on a tree tell the story, a memory. It has something special. Each ornament could have something special. So I wanted to start off with the pickle ornament. Now, a lot of people don't know this tradition, and it's a tradition that's been in my family. The pickle ornament, and it has a stand, and we put it next to the milk and cookies for Santa on Christmas Eve. So when he comes Christmas Eve, and he puts out all your gifts, and he has his milk and cookies, he takes the pickle gift and he hides it in the tree. The next morning, when the children all wake up and they open their gifts that Santa brought them, they look for the pickle. Whoever finds the pickle, there is an extra gift from Santa that says pickle gift. And that child gets to open the pickle gift. The pickle gift in our family is usually for the family. It will be a movie that we watch that day. It will be a game, a new game for all of us to play, or a puzzle for all of us to put together. We love the puzzles and putting puzzles together on Christmas Day. So there's the pickle. Do any of you know about the pickle? Let me know in your comments. Do you do the pickle? Have you heard of the pickle? The pickle ornament. And so I thought, as we go along, I have a lot of different ornaments. And some of them have very special meanings, and some of them are kind of funny, and some of them are sentimental. So I thought for this month, when I do a floss tube, or Flossmas, I'm not really doing a Flossmas, but when I do my floss tubes, I would try to tell you a little story about an ornament. So I hope you enjoyed that. And I'd really like to know if you've heard of the pickle. So I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful week. Hopefully I will see you before the week is out, maybe this weekend. I hope that everybody is getting lots of stitching time. Here, the weather's getting colder, so more people are inside, and to me, it's always like good stitching weather when it's like chilly outside. You hear the wind, you see the leaves still blowing. To me, it's a perfect stitching day. So I'm hoping that you all have perfect stitching days. So thank you for joining me. Stay well, and I will see you next time. Now, if you stayed for the quilting, like I said, I would talk about the quilting. So I wanted to talk about this one first. This is like my Halloween one that I did. That is the checkerboard. So that was out of a magazine. I'm sorry, I cannot remember or cannot find that magazine. So, but I did do this one, and I just kind of did it my own way. You know, the checkerboard is a checkerboard. It's 2.5-inch squares cut, and you make a checkerboard, whichever fabrics you want. And then you can just border it any way you want. Now, the pocket that you put the pieces for playing checker, that you can just kind of figure that out. I mean, you can make any kind of pocket. You can close it any way you want. You can do a zipper, you can do a Velcro, you can do a button, whatever you want. So for this one, the game pieces are the snowflake, and a little gingerbread man. So those are what, okay. So that's, and my grandson, they really like all of these. My grandson, my oldest grandson, he keeps trying to tell me to make one for every season. I'm in the works and collecting fabric for a couple of others, especially a summer one. So I think that would be the next one. And I made this in 2013. 2013. That's the back of that one. 2013. So now this one, I have these skinny quilts, or I call them door quilts. So I have a door in the kitchen that goes down to the basement, and so I usually hang some kind of seasonal quilt there. This one is Santa, Surfing Santa. So there's Santa surfing, and so is the reindeer, and then they're having a luau. On day after Christmas, December 26th, he's in Hawaii having a luau. So I don't know if you can get, if I put that up closer, a little closer so you can see. So that's just part of my decorations for Christmas. So thank you so much for sticking with me, listening to my ramblings, and letting me share all of my stitching and my sewing with you. Take care, everyone. Be safe. Be well. I'll see you next time.